Greetings, wise ones, and welcome back to the 8th House Wisdom channel. I'm Melissa of 8th House Wisdom, author, psychotherapist, business astrologer, feminine energy, and stellar planning expert. On this channel, we help you leverage the power and wisdom of the moon cycles through astrology and my lunar wisdom formula to empower female entrepreneurs, executives, and professionals to thrive. Today's video is the September full moon lunar wisdom formula for the Pisces super full moon of 2024, which is also the harvest moon. We are also marking the partial lunar eclipse that will be happening in the same sign, making September 17th a period of major culminations and endings, both in life and in business. The energy is intense as the eclipse connects to past eclipses in the same degree on September 16th, 1997 and September 16th, 2016, creating that eclipse spiral of fated events. So if you want to know more about how this has impacted you and how to work with the transformative energy of this full moon and the start of fall eclipse season, then stay tuned for the rest of the content. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up so that more wise ones like you can find it via the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe so that you are the first to get monthly lunar wisdom formulas to help you stay in cyclical flow and fully embody your soft girl era, both in life and in business. Welcome to the start of harvest season, wise ones. This Pisces harvest super full moon and the partial lunar eclipse that are happening on September 17th are really powerful events in the last half of our year. This marks the start of fall eclipse season, and as with any full moon, it brings with it endings and culminations. However, these ones are definitely tied to past events and themes, particularly, as I said earlier, the eclipses that happened at or around 24 degrees of Pisces. And those occurred on September 16th, 1997 and September 16th, 2016. So that gives you a bit of insight into what past events might be in play during this time, what themes may be furthered, and how you may be completing something to start anew. Full moon eclipses do carry a pretty unavoidable intensity, and this one is no different. It is also happening in a very near proximity to the North Node in Aries. This is what we consider out of sign conjunction for technical astrological speak, but what it means is that these events are happening close enough to each other that they activate energetically a mix, and this also increases the role of fate in this circumstance. And when I talk about fate, I am actually speaking about the outpouring or the series of events that are occurring according to natural, repeatable cycles that have been observed since the dawn of time. And their mix of energy naturally express certain events, either for you personally or us as a collective. And the fate part, as most of us understand it, is because the actual event of these two planets or these two aspects, because the node is not actually a planet, it's a mathematical point where the moon turns. But nonetheless, these calculations and these meeting up of events or bodies is unavoidable, right? You know, if you knew there was traffic, you could use ways to reroute yourself. But there isn't any way that the sun and the moon weren't going to eclipse on this day. Therefore, there is a level of unavoidable circumstances that may come with that. That can be good or bad. depending upon how you work with the energy. Because change and ending is not inherently bad at all. We need things to change if we want more than what we currently have. We need to befriend change for multiple reasons. But these are all the factors that make eclipses not the best time to try to manifest something, right? Because there are too many factors at play in the repeated spiral of natural cycles, right? Here we can say in a string of events, we can immediately go back that in a 20 plus year period. If you look back to September 16th, 1997, September 16th, 2016, and September 17th, 2024, an activation happened at the same point and or degree in the sky. So there's a similarity to it. And it's so predictable that we can see the spiral. There's the unpredictable because there are always different variables and we have free will. And that's where this knowledge of astrology and how to apply the lunar wisdom formula, both in life and in business, are really important. Because the saying, there's a time to reap and a time to sow and a time to harvest and a time to marry and a time to go to war, that is about understanding the pace and rhythms of life according to the natural cycles. It's never more prevalent than when you look at eclipses because of the precision in which they happen and the patterns that we've been able to decode. And this is a partial lunar eclipse, increasing the energy of culmination that is going to be activating the North Node in Aries, and the eclipse is in the sign of Pisces, which means there's meetings with destiny, a lot going on in our subconscious realm, our dreams, our long-held aspirations. And then for those of us who know our charts, looking at the house that is ruled by Pisces and any planets you have in Pisces gives you a deeper layer of understanding about how this event will color the feeling and quality of time for you over the next 2 weeks and to start this eclipse season. This is also happening as we prepare to close out practical, hardworking Virgo season, which is the opposite sign of Pisces. So there's a dynamic polarity there because the sun is in Virgo, which likes order and structure and practicality. And it's great for getting things done in business and great energy to be thinking about closing out and beginning that closeout of the third quarter of business, which if you're going with a business calendar from January to December, September 30th will be Libra season. But this is great energy to be thinking about those tasks and collating that information. And this full moon is one that can help us kick that off through doing reflection on business goals and Virgo ruled areas, organizations, structures, daily routines, research, analysis, and reflecting on how well those structures are going, how well those processes are working in our lives, and making a plan to let go of what no longer serves us. The crossover event, which is the fact that the eclipses have been in Aries and Libra for most of this year. And so we are now having a shift with one in Pisces, very close to Aries, but in Pisces. This is a prelude to how our energy will shift in the eclipse realm through 2027. And as I spoke about before, it's really not recommended to charge crystals under this full moon or perform rituals for manifestation due to there being like potent, chaotic energy that brings up a lot of change according to the eclipse. However, this is a time to go into deep reflection mode to see what fate has in store, what this pattern activates, what themes naturally come up, not which ones you want to call up, so that you can be shifting into the feminine energy space of the second half of the lunar cycle, thinking about how you want to respond, but internally thinking about and structuring how you want to respond and taking it in and doing your self-care so that you can prepare for a response instead of being in reactionary mode, right? When this is the downturn of the energy for the lunar month and for women, energetically and cyclically. So in the next portion of this video, we're going to be talking about the ways in which you can best work with the potent eclipse energy and step into this eclipse portal with wisdom and knowledge, navigating the Virgo grounded healer archetype, which is extremely helpful during this charged period of time, and also working with the archetypal energy of Pisces, the innocent, but also the mystic, which reminds us that we can find a way to be at home with the spiritual, the ethereal, the energetic. And we can do that not only in our personal lives, but also in our business and career lives. I think it's important for women to remember that because we represent the feminine and the emotional, we are deeply tied to the spiritual, and it is hard to divorce that portion of yourself simply for logic's sake, even when in masculine dominated or driven spaces like your career. You actually work better and get into more feminine flow when you learn how to integrate that portion of yourself into the masculine dominated or oriented tasks that you're doing, creating more balance and working not from a sense of urgency and drive, but from the feminine flow perspective. So we're going to get into 8 practical tips to help you navigate the intense energy of this Pisces super full moon and the partial lunar eclipse. To make sure you can best put this information to use, grab a copy of your birth chart, and if you have it, your business chart, so that you can most readily apply the information. To apply the information in this video, click the link below to get a free copy of your birth chart. Understand your planetary placements and get your planet positions at birth so you know where all the signs are in your chart. Tip number 1 is to surrender to the flow of events. I know I talked a lot about it in the intro, but eclipses bring really big changes that are often out of our control. Full moon eclipses are about great endings. And so instead of resisting, we need to practice leaning into the Piscean energy of surrender. Trust what's happening and that it is part of a larger cosmic collective plan, especially in your business and career life, for whatever comes up. And let go of trying to control outcomes and allow the flow of events to really take course. Once we find our way out of the acute eclipse portal, and that's about 4 weeks since we have a full moon and then a new moon eclipse. So those are it. So once we finish that lunar cycle, then it's time to start assessing and responding, hoping that you have collected enough information and gone with the flow, that you now have the full picture and can actually respond, not react. Tip number 2 is to reflect on past eclipse cycles. If you have old diaries or paper calendars or the ability to go back in your Outlook, your Google Calendar, your Apple Cal, take a look at the dates, September 16th, 1997 and September 16th, 2016. Think about what major shifts or transformations were taking place in your life and business. I know for me, those were extremely crucial moments. The date in 1997 was my freshman year of undergrad, and I was super excited to be on campus and to be forging my way to becoming a helping professional. And then September 16th, 2016 was around the first full week of me working as an educational administrator. I had finally got my dream job, and I was in the first couple of weeks of enacting that. And I can see how those themes, because Pisces rules my 10th house, so my public facing space, how it connects to certain themes in my life by being able to go back and look at what was happening around that time. I can see a pattern and a natural through line. My hope is that you doing this will provide you with the same kinds of insights so that you can understand what's coming up for completion and final resolution, as well as being able to use the time to reflect on how far you've come and what you're really ready to release. Tip number 3 is engage in dream journaling. Pisces is the sign that rules the subconscious mind and dreams, making it a really powerful time for dream work and dream messages. Add in the eclipse and portal, and we really do have a potent window. So make sure that you keep a dream journal or just pen and paper by your bedside so that you can write down any significant dreams or intuitive insights that come through just before going to bed. Try to do some emptying out, even just writing and scribbling without really thinking about it, to see what you can do to brain dump before going to sleep. And then upon waking, try to capture first thoughts, first impressions, because these messages can really offer clues to guide you through the coming changes and culminations, both in your life and in any business or professional ventures. Tip number 4 is to prioritize rest and rejuvenation. The Pisces full moon brings heightened sensitivity, and with it, added intensity from the eclipse. So it is crucial to prioritize self-care. Schedule time for rest, meditation, or activities that can replenish your energy. This is the best ritual, a self-care ritual. This is not the time for pushing yourself forward in business or in life, but rather for reflection and intentional rest and recovery to be ready to take action once things become less chaotic. Tip number 5 is to release old business patterns. Full moons are about release, and with this eclipse, the call to let it go is even stronger. Reflect on outdated business practices, partnerships, or strategies that are no longer aligned with your vision, especially since we are in the last days of Q3. You've got plenty of data points and a lot of insight from 2024 to help you navigate this. Intentionally let go of what's holding you back so that you can create space for new opportunities to come in Q4. Tip number 6 is connect with your intuition. Pisces is a deeply intuitive sign, and this full moon heightens that connection. Trust your gut feelings when making any decisions, be those life or career and business decisions at the time. If something feels off, please listen to that inner voice. Your intuition will be your greatest ally and guide as you navigate the eclipse energy. Logic is frequently unable to support us during times of fated change, because logic likes plans and order, and fate can also or often look like chaos, disruption, and change that ultimately prompts us to have more or do better. Tip number 7 is to avoid rituals or manifestation practices. Not to beat a dead horse, but as a gentle reminder, during eclipse season, it really is best to avoid traditional moon rituals like charging your crystals or setting intentions. We are all grown people with agency, so you may do what you like. However, it is my experience that the energy is too unpredictable, and it is not the energy I want to be charging crystals with, nor is it the kind of energy that lends itself to supporting my intentions and wills if it is in direct opposition with what fate and this natural cycle promises to bring. Therefore, I usually like to see what gifts walk through as beginnings and what endings show up that were unanticipated, so that when I return to a more intentional manifesting practice, I am still in flow and working with the energy and all the knowledge of what has happened unexpectedly throughout this eclipse portal. However, this is a great time to focus on observing the shifts, remaining open to the changes that come, and letting the eclipse do its work without interference. This will bring you the best outcome in the long run. And finally, tip number 8 is to practice mindful release. Full moons are a visual reminder that it is time to shift from flow to ebb in terms of our directing of energy. So I encourage you to take some time to consciously release what's no longer working for you in your life and in your business, because release happens around full moons whether we like it or not. This could look as simple as cleaning out your workspace, letting go of outdated goals, ending partnerships that drain your energy. You've got to feel and sense into this. But use this full moon to clear space and create a vacuum for new things to start Q4 and close 2024 off, having consolidated your experiences into wisdom. So to recap all of our tips, the harvest Pisces super full moon and the partial lunar eclipse on September 17th, 2024 is a time of endings, culminations, and fated changes. And by embracing the Piscean qualities of surrender, intuition, and compassion, you can navigate these shifts with ease and grace. As we step into the first of the 2 eclipses that we will have this fall, 2024. Remember to focus on what might have happened during those past eclipse cycles for insights into what's coming. Rest and rejuvenate, and avoid traditional moon rituals and manifesting during this potent time. Eclipses are really powerful portals of change and transformation. And by aligning with the natural flow of this energy, you can prepare yourself and your business for the new opportunities that will unfold in Q4. But we need to trust the process, wise ones, and allow the universe to guide us towards your next step. This requires us to pull on our feminine energy and get into feminine flow, which sometimes is moving forward and other times has to recede in order to get to the same place as our masculine counterparts with the softness that we need to support us and prevent us from moving into burnout, adrenal fatigue, and overwhelm. I really want to thank you for tuning in for this September's full moon lunar wisdom formula. Eclipses are such amazing events, and I, as a person who lives in a lunar fashion and according to the moon cycles, really have been looking forward to the changes that will be showing up around this full moon all year. So I hope that you can take a sense of peace and joy with you, recognizing that this is a powerful vacuum that will help us to manifest many of the things that we've been intending and help nourish with its watery energy many of the seeds that we have planted throughout the year at other new moon periods of time. If you have found any of this information helpful, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, of course, so that you can get more full and new moon lunar wisdom formulas that will help you stay aligned with the natural cycles as a woman or femme energy identifying person. As I love to say, life and business do come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars, or in this case, more like the phases of the moon. Until next time, stay wise, stay intuitive, and remember to flow with the energy of the universe. And if you're looking for more support in being able to get into your feminine flow, check the description box below and click on the link to my stand store to join my Feminine Flow Masterclass, which is all about how to live in a lunar aligned way in life and business. Blessed be, wise ones. See you soon. Get into your feminine flow and pre-enroll in the Feminine Flow Masterclass beginning on September 3rd, where I will help you unlock the power of the moon to transform your business, leadership, and life. In this masterclass, you'll learn how to harness the natural rhythms of the lunar cycle to achieve more with less stress, make confident decisions, and create a balanced, fulfilling daily routine by integrating my lunar wisdom formula into your life. This will help you discover a holistic approach to success that empowers you to lead with clarity and purpose. Enroll before September 3rd to get a $30 discount by enrolling early. The link is in the description below. Are you ready for a stellar breakthrough? In this 30-minute free stellar breakthrough analysis, we'll identify the top 5 things that might be holding you back from aligning to your personal stellar success cycles, and the one thing that you need to do to move forward into ease and grace. Current energy vibes, the year ahead, your story, whatever you need to discuss related to the flow, timing, and planning in your life, we can start to work it out using astrology. Book your private session today by clicking the link below, or just come to the website and see what service works for you. I'd love to be your stellar planning and lunar wisdom formula guide to living a soft life in business and beyond. Check out my new Etsy store called Stellar Planning Tools to get some of my newest products to support you in applying stellar planning, the lunar wisdom formula, lunar self-care, and to expand your manifesting practice. My new series, The Wise Woman's Mindset and Self-Care Guides, are being offered exclusively on Etsy. These guides were created to assist you in living with more ease, grace, and with a process to make lasting change in your life. Check them out. Link is in the description below. Discover the keys to your life's path and purpose by reading the stars with a free personal astrology report sample from 8th House Wisdom. From obstacles to opportunities, these reports teach you what you need to know to thrive. Try out any of these 8 types of astrology reports, 2 multi-package reports, and 1 tarot reading in the 8th House Wisdom Astro Report store before you buy them. They're available for immediate download and specific to you, your life, and your unique birth information. Crystals are a fantastic tool to harmonize and ground your energy. Use my coupon code 8th House Wisdom for 11% off high quality, ethically sourced crystals. Click the link in the description below to shop today. Get an in-depth look at the astrology of 2024 and more information about my stellar planning process with this free workshop, Stellar Planning for 2024. Think, speak, and grow an abundant new year. Click the link in the description below to watch now. Remember, wise ones, life does come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars. Please like, share, and comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Sending you so much light and love. Take care.